Hello and welcome, friends. This is your pick a card reading for the week of March 24th, 2025. So let's begin. We'll deal out 4 piles today, flip over the top card, and then I'll give you a moment to choose whichever pile feels right to you. And I'd be really curious to know what you choose, so please leave a comment down below to tell me what your question is. Okay, what have we got today? First card is the Empress. We have Strength for our second card. The Ace of Cups will be our third pile this week. And the Three of Hearts for our final and fourth pile. So I advise that you choose one pile that resonates with you. And I'll give you a little bit of meaning behind each card to help you pick. So the Empress is really about compassion and strength and leadership through strong sort of divine femininity. And this may reveal some answers to you today if you are wondering about your own role in your community or as a person, how you are growing and moving into greater roles of leadership. And again, through a more sort of nurturing energy more than the sense of just ruling things. The second pile here we have Strength. And again, a very similar energy to the Empress. This is strength, not just through sheer might, but through knowledge and wisdom, and also compassion. And so also very related to the Empress, and maybe a good choice for you if you are maybe struggling with some things in your life that are making you feel like you are perhaps weak or in some way. If you have a situation where maybe you are struggling to feel heard, maybe in a relationship or in some other context, something like that, this may be the pile for you to choose today. And then the Ace of Cups signifies new beginnings of potential relationships. Could be a romantic one or a friendship, but certainly a relationship that has a strong emotional bond and component to it. It can also be revelations of new feelings and understanding about your own life and the world around you. So if any of those things resonate with you, that would be a great choice for you this week. And then finally, we have the Three of Swords, which I wrongly called the Three of Hearts at the beginning of this video. The Three of Swords is really about a conflict between our feelings and our thoughts about something. And so this is certainly a pile to pick if you are currently stuck with a decision or having a lot of strong feelings or perhaps thoughts about something in your life that are really sort of wreaking havoc with you. If you're having trouble reconciling these things, this may be the pile for you. So I'll give you a moment, and like I said, please leave a comment down below and let me know which pile you'd like to choose, and then we will go through and read through all of these. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will have a chapter list in the description where you can click through if you'd like to skip ahead to the specific pile. So we have the Empress. Again, this is a card of moving into a phase of your life of greater leadership and strength, as we said earlier. Also, sort of the organization of things and building a really gathering people around you who are there to help you and support you and follow you. Leadership, again, through compassion, through leading through the hearts and minds of the people around you. And so if you find yourself sort of moving into this space or feeling like you need more of the ability to do this in your life, you have certainly chosen the right question. So let's see what the universe has to tell us about this in your life today. So we have the King of Cups. Now this is moving into again, the same idea of emotional mastery. So here you are looking forward towards or starting to move into a greater mastery and understanding of your own emotional self, a greater stability of your feelings, and the ability to discern these things and not be carried away with your emotions. So, this is about greater patience in your life, greater understanding, and also with that comes the ability to mediate and lead. So, also to mediate between other people and to solve disputes amongst others, especially those who are really integral to your life. And so this is what the universe is really calling you towards right now and saying, you need to, you have the ability and you need to use that ability to really create greater stability for those around you. And let's see what else we have. And by doing so, you're going to bring forward not just sort of emotional and social stability within your family, your friends, your coworkers, and other relationships, but there is a great potential for reward in a very material and more physical sense. In other words, by doing this, you're going to be able to manifest the actual things that you're trying to create for yourself and bring into your life, whether that's actual monetary wealth or a greater sense of physical health as well, or any of the other things that we try to create for ourselves in the world, the real physical manifestations of our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And know that these things will come forth to you not just through your own direct efforts, like through your job, for example, but as you continue to lead and influence in a greater way, the people around you and the community around you will be forthcoming with everything that you could possibly want and desire. And so this is just a great pull for you to keep working towards this greater emotional stability and understanding that about yourself. And one way that you can really do that, and the most important thing for you in trying to achieve that, is to really be in sync with your intuition and where the universe is guiding you. So be open to the synchronicities that appear in your life. There are no real accidents. Everything is put forth for you by the universe to guide you in this direction as we move forward through this week. So keep your eyes and ears open for anything that seems to align with these concepts and energies. And don't be afraid to follow that, because the real answer to this will be there for you as you go through the week. And let's see what else we have. One more card. And along with that, and looking towards the guidance of the universe, is, as I said, a deeper introspection. So this all fits together with the Empress in Cups and the Star and the High Priestess. And the High Priestess really is a card of the keeper of sort of inner knowledge. So this is a card of deep introspection, deep reflection, and really looking inward. And that's what's going to help you to see these synchronicities and see these signs from the universe to guide you through this journey here this week. So stay focused on that. And by doing so, I really think we really will see some great abundance and success coming forth and flowing forth for you as you go forward through this week and into the end of this month. And now we have strength. If you chose strength, this will be your reading for the week. And as always, you're welcome to engage with all of these readings with every pile, and really whatever resonates with you. That's the message you need to hear. So here we have strength. Again, similar to the Empress, we have the deeper finding of emotional strength, but again, the ability to take on challenges and to deal with others through strong, compassionate, and wise action, not through direct might, through an iron fist. We see here we have this woman. She is essentially taming this lion, holding his or her jaw open She's not fighting it. She's not attacking it with a sword. And she has the wisdom and the clarity of mind and presence of mind to be able to do this without fear. And so that's another important piece of this is the universe is telling you, go forward this week without fear. You have nothing to fear. You have the ability to weather whatever is in store for you. And so as we go forward, let's see what that really looks like. And so you may see here some old things sort of coming back, some old feelings of betrayal, some past trauma sort of coming back to you a bit. And this is the challenge, I think, that we see that you're going to need this strength to handle. And it's critical that you address this as it creeps up. So that is going to be your big challenge for this week. That isn't all bad. As we go forward here, we can find some things that are going to help you deal with this further and sort of see an outcome of it, and maybe a little bit more about what the specific thing is. But it's certainly a piece of your past coming back to haunt you in a way, or at least some remembrance of that, some old feelings creeping back in. And they may creep in a way that you're not immediately aware of. So these feelings may arise in response or be triggered by something more current, something happening to you right now. And the response is really not equal to what the thing is, the current situation that you're facing. So let's look a little further. So yes, we may see some new situations here arising and presenting themselves to you. And this is really going to be what triggers these old feelings. And so what's so important is to face these feelings and let the emotions, flow through you. You don't want to just fight them off or repress them. But as you do that, really try to reflect and think, okay, what is it in my past that brought up, that made me feel this way in the past? And am I just sort of triggering old feelings about this old thing? Is this new thing that triggered it really what is going on here? In other words, am I reacting to this new thing out of something that happened to me in the past? Again, this sort of past betrayal or pain. And is the new thing really the same as that old thing? Or am I just confusing the two because essentially these traumas program us to respond in certain ways? And one thing that can help us deal with that is knowing that you've already done a lot of work here and put a lot of things in place to not have these old wounds be reopened, or whatever happened in the past will not happen to you again with the presentation of this new situation, even though it feels similar to you, because you've done a lot of work. You've put a lot of things in place, and the results of those things are on their way to you. And so they will guide you, and they will allow you to remain strong and unscathed as you deal with this new situation. And so that's really what we're looking at going into this week. And we'll just pull one more. And the resolution of all of that is going to leave you with a greater sense of accomplishment, but also a greater sense of sort of the worldview, your worldview, having a better perspective on everything that's going on. And so you'll come out of this situation as sort of ugly and bad as it might feel initially. You will really lean into this greater sense of accomplishment, and knowing that you are prepared to look out further and start thinking about expanding yourself even beyond this, having sort of gotten this situation under your belt, if you will, and gotten through it. And now we have the Ace of Cups. This is the third pile. And as I said before, the Ace of Cups is could be a new relationship, a new romance possibly, or friendship or other acquaintance. Again, one that has a strong emotional bond there. Not just a casual acquaintance or just someone that might be a coworker, but someone, and it could be a coworker, but it's someone that you are going to bond with and have very sort of good feelings towards. It's going to be a strong relationship for you. It may also be a breakthrough in your own feelings about something, your own emotional self. An epiphany, or sort of step forward and really feeling that breakthrough happening as well. It could also be something more like that, a new a new awakening surrounding something in your life. And as we go further, we'll get a better sense of this. So we also have the Ace of Swords. So more new beginnings. This really suggests to me that you will encounter someone new in your life in some way. And you're really this person's going to have a lot of influence over you. When you first encounter them or meet them, you're going to be very pulled in by them, not just emotionally, but intellectually. The things they say and the way they act towards you and the general vibe and energy you get from them is going to be very compelling and influential over you. And that can be a great thing, provided that they are a positive and good influence in your life, that these people come to you with good intentions. And I think that's a good question to ask here with the next card. So, perhaps a warning. Now, the Death card is often it's the end of things, obviously, but also denotes new beginnings, because things do have to end for the new things to begin. It's very interesting in the context of this. So what we may see here actually is someone who is very influential and someone you get very pulled into. But you may want to step back a bit and be a bit cautious and keep this person a bit at arm's length as they enter your life. And as we ask further, the universe, is this person really a good influence for you, or someone that perhaps maybe you should stay away from? Because not everybody who charms us or influences us is necessarily has the best intentions for us, or they're just not the right person for us to interact with, or at least in certain ways. So let's see if we can go a little further here and see what else we have. So with the Seven of Swords now, we get a sense that this may be a situation that you could possibly regret down the road. That there are some good things to this that could come of this, but I think you do need to be careful, because you may feel like you're getting a lot out of it. But as we see here, this person is looking back over their shoulder. Like, what have I given up? What have I left behind? So this new person in your life is someone that I think you need to be a bit cautious around and not get too sucked into these immediate feelings and thoughts about them. And let's see if we can pull a little more information from the universe here and get a little bit better idea of how sort of this will all work out. And so we also see the Tower. So this person has a great potential to really turn your world upside down. And really only you can decide if that's a good thing for you or not. You may be in a situation where that's really what you need, is to sort of shake things up in your life. But looking at the context of this, I would be cautious about this person. They're going to come to you and really sort of have a lot of charm and influence over you initially. You're going to get very sucked in by them. And I'm not necessarily saying that they are the root of all evil or necessarily even a toxic person, but they are someone who's going to throw you for a bit of a loop. So you need to just be very grounded and aware and stick to your intuition when you are dealing with this person. Otherwise, you may really see yourself thrown for a loop. You may really drag yourself into this Tower moment. Okay, and for our fourth pile, we've got the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords, as I said at the beginning, is a card of conflicted thoughts and feelings. It can also be sometimes it's our thoughts sort of running away with us and creating a lot of negative feelings because we're overthinking or catastrophizing about things. Sometimes it can also signify some not so great feelings that our logical mind is actually able to sort of temper. We may be feeling badly about something and our mind says, well, let's think about this. Was this as bad as it seems? And that kind of thing. So it can go both ways with this card. And I think this is going to be a really interesting one to see what pans out here. So let's see sort of what direction this is going in for you this week. And so here we have the menagerie of all things. So this is the Seven of Cups. And then this is another sort of emotional chaos type card, which really fits very closely with the Three of Swords. So you are definitely going through some serious sort of emotional ups and downs this week. I think you're probably feeling fairly blocked up. You have a lot of choices to make, or at least one really big choice, and you have all these conflicted thoughts and feelings about it, really confronting you. And so the message so far in this is that maybe this isn't the week to make any big decisions if you can avoid it. We need to gain some clarity here and find a way forward to sort of sort this out and bring some calm to yourself. So let's see, let's ask the universe here what that might look like. So the Six of Swords, one suggests that if you're able to, take some time and do some traveling. I realize that we can't all just hop on a plane or boat in this case and take off to somewhere warm and sunny or wherever we'd like to be, but take some time here. I think it's a strong sense of being in nature, sort of getting back to allowing your emotions to sort of calm and settle. Um, Also, perhaps talk to family and friends. Spend some time with them if you have good, the people that you have good relationships with, obviously, and seek calmer water in this sense. You do have, and also know that you do have the knowledge and intellect necessary to sort of solve this problem or deal with this answer. I think you need to disengage with it for a bit, kind of just let it be. Really try not to think or worry about it for a bit this week, if at all possible, and sort of distract yourself a bit with things that are calming and comforting to you, and that's going to help you come to the right decision and find your way forward. Also, going along with that, again, don't be afraid to consult with people that you trust, people who are wise in your life, again, that you hold close and dear to you. They will help you gain some clarity about this. You don't necessarily have to ask them for direct advice, but take time and talk to them, and spend time with them as much as you can this week. And it's really going to help you sort of find, again, the answer. And let's see if we can kind of find an answer here in your last card. So here's justice. So there will be resolution to this. Justice is not just a card of sort of moral justice, right and wrong. It's really very much a card of discernment, the ability to see both sides of a situation and come to a balanced understanding of what's going on. And so again, by taking time to be in nature, to be with people that you're close to, that you're on good terms with, the people who really nurture you and are there for you, your allies in life. That will give you the clarity to see your way forward. And hopefully, as we get out of this week, if you take that time, you will have the answer to this emerging. So, again, try to let go of things for a bit. Spend time with the people you care about, that you trust, and the answers will come to you. And you will find a clear answer in this, and you will make the right choice eventually. But you really do have to sort of let go of it and try and get away from sort of worrying and over analyzing and overthinking your issues here. So that's what we have here in this fourth reading, in this fourth pile. And so I hope this one or more of these have resonated with you this week. Please, again, leave some comments and let me know how I'm doing as a reader. I always like feedback, whether it's good feedback or constructive criticism. And if you want to go further with any of these topics, there are a number of ways that I can provide readings and other resources to you. And all those links are in my bio or in the descriptions for this video. So check those things out. And I look forward to joining you next week. Thank you.